Josten Carpenter. I'm in the 11th grade. I've attended Christian Academy since the end of my 5th grade year. My life verse is Jeremiah 10:23. I know, Lord, that a man's life is not his own, is not for him to direct his steps. And I often remember this verse for the fact that Christ died on the cross, and he bought my life. He bought my life with the price. And really, I don't really own my life anymore because I'm new in Christ. And so I often have to put my faith in God to direct me where I'm going. I'm going to start off with where I first started out when I came to Christian Academy. When I first came here, I had my head slumped low. I didn't make eye contact with anybody. I just walked in the halls and I was scared out of my mind. And to this day, that's completely, it took a whole U-turn. I feel like I'm in just the most comforting place ever. Being around everybody here, it's a really good experience. But the reason I had my head down is because I went to city schools, and the kids there didn't treat me very well. And a lot of kids were really mean. In fact, one boy even cornered me in the boys' restroom, and he lunged and slit my face open for no reason. He thought it was funny. I had a lot of habits. People made fun of me in public school because I did weird things. Like I didn't walk normal. I had a strange walk in which one time the gym teacher was trying to correct me in how to walk normal, but she did it by embarrassing me. And I had to walk back and forth in front of about 40 kids. And the whole time I cried my eyes out. I was on stage and everybody kept on looking at me. Every time I looked at them, more and more tears came out. And it was a really traumatic experience for me. And it took me a while to actually get better because of it. It really haunted me. And I really thank Christ because if God wasn't there for me, I would have never really gotten out of that slump. And a lot of my weird habits I was bullied for was because I have Asperger's syndrome. And a lot of people don't know what Asperger's is, and they can't tell that I have it because it's not outward, it's actually an inward struggle. And the only thing people can notice is that I walked on my toes, and that was because of Asperger's. I also rocked back and forth sometimes. But it was a complete inward struggle with me. And what basically, for those who don't know what Asperger's is I have a social dyslexia. It's kind of if you've ever talked to a foreigner, they don't know much English. It's I'm kind of like a foreigner who's just come to America. I don't know much English. I don't know how to, the customs of America. And so it's when I go into a conversation, I don't know anything how to start. And it's a whole guessing game for me. And a lot of people get insulted because I act strangely. They think it's rude. But honestly, it's because I'm trying to figure out. It's exactly like being a foreigner. And another part of having Asperger's is I have auditory processing disorder. And I don't take everything in like normal kids. I process the world around me completely different. And that a lot of people are known in history who have Asperger's syndrome to be particularly genius because of their auditory processing disorder. Like Albert Einstein, he had Asperger's syndrome, and he had a lot of weird habits that people called him out on. And so I really looked up to a lot of people who have had Asperger's syndrome who have overcome it and used their abilities that God gave them for the better of the world. Some of the other struggles I had were anxiety attacks and some odd habits. I have to, I walked on my toes, rocked back and forth. I even had a number system I had to go by. And God has really helped me get through all those struggles. And so it's really great. And while I went to public schools, kids made fun of me. They treated me bad. It was horrible. And I've even had kids recently that are in public schools kind of give me dirty looks just because I'm different. Well, I'm at Christian Academy. No, they're not like that. They treat me with respect. Even if I do slip up and do something weird, they actually give me respect and love. And I believe it's because it's Christ working through the school. And I've never been picked on, so that's a really good example. While in Sydney, it's constantly. And I still struggle to talk to people, but being here at Christian Academy, the teachers have reached out and suggested things to me, along with some of the students. And they've suggested things like what to do, and like when I'm talking and addressing people, like I should make eye contact, which a lot of people with Asperger's, they never make eye contact. It's scary. It's a new experience that they're not really comfortable with. And I've really gotten better at eye contact because of the teachers. And they've showed me how to address people, give respect, like not to be rude or seem kind of just offensive. They've actually helped me overcome that. And so that's really, really good, as I did not know what I was doing. Like I said, I was like a foreigner that came to America, but I didn't know anything. And not only that, I've actually gotten to know a lot more about talking to people. That even some kids, I'll have them come to me and say, whoa, I don't have the guts to do that. And I'm just like, really? Wow. And so they actually ask me how I do it. And and it's actually God used the teachers here at Christian Academy to actually help me grow, and He uses me to help others grow. And so that's just really mind-boggling me. I never thought God would ever use me to help someone out. But I've really grown. And also another thing about Asperger's syndrome, most of them would never be standing up here ever. They would never. They'd be scared out of their mind. And so it's really crazy for me to actually be standing up here and talking, because 5 years ago, I would probably be hiding over in a corner. I wouldn't be anywhere up near the front. I'd be really afraid. It just shows that God has really worked through me being at this school. I've grown to become someone new. And that's, man, I thank Him for that so much, because He's really brought me through a lot. And I think part of the reason I feel so comfortable being at Christian Academy is the fact that I don't need to be embarrassed at all. Because the truth is, it's like family. It's a small school, you get to know everybody, and it's Christian. And so you get to actually build relationships and with people who are just there for you. It's basically family. And they have your back even if you are different. If you struggle socially or even mentally, they just have your back. They're always there. They're always loving. And let me see. I've heard people say that the reason Christian Academy, the teachers are there for the students so much is because we're a small school. I don't believe that so much as the fact that God really works through the teachers. If God wasn't working through the teachers, I don't think they would be there for us students as much. They love us, they care about us. And I really have to respect that about the teachers here. Because when I went to Sydney, they didn't really pay attention to me. Even if I would address something, my parents would go in and talk with them, they didn't really pay attention to the fact that I was getting bullied and stuff. While here, they're right away getting on it. And another thing is, if I didn't come to Christian Academy, I wouldn't have grown and come out of my shell as much as I would have in Sydney, because when I was there, I never knew really what to call why I was weird. Everybody called me weird. And it wasn't until the teachers actually started talking with my parents, and we found out that I did have Asperger's syndrome. And when we found that out, I've overcome that obstacle, because it's like trying to fight a disease. You don't know what the cure is. But now, and Asperger's is nowhere near being a disease. In fact, I call it a gift. But it's like trying to fight an obstacle that you don't know what it is. It's like you're fighting an invisible wall, but until you know that there's a wall and that there's a door somewhere, you never can. And it's because of the teachers. The teachers help me understand that there is something there, and I've really overcome that. And I think that one of the most important things is what God did using everybody here. He used everybody and all the things, all the experiences here to reshape my life. I cannot thank Christian Academy enough for that. The fact that I'm a lot different. It's really great. But if I didn't come to Christian Academy, I would have never learned piano. I would have never made all these friends. Oops. I wouldn't have so many victories over my struggles with Asperger's and everything else. And the most important of everything is my nourishment and my walk with God. Like, we learn about God in almost every class. And I say almost every class because study halls, you don't really get taught study halls. But it's really great. And so I've really grown in my nourishment of walking with God. So, and God has used CES as a stepping stone for me to bring me through a lot in life and bring me to a new place. And I think I'll never, ever forget what I've learned here. Now, I'm not saying that everything here is like all I'm going to know in life. Whereas I would say, I don't know 10th of the stuff I'll know when I'm 80. And that's going to be through God. God's going to show me things in life and grow me even more after Christian Academy, after I graduate. And if God's doing it now, He's going to do it when I'm older too. And one of the really important things is, like I said, when I came here, I was the boy that walked in the halls with my head slumped down. I was terrified. This was a new place. Like, I thought Christian Academy kids, whoa, they're Christian Academy kids. I'm a Sydney kid. Like, I couldn't be as good as them. But I found out that they were just as broken as I was. Like, they needed Christ just as much as I did. They weren't perfect. They needed Him. And I really got to know a lot of the kids here and grow in my walk with God, along with some of the boys here. I've gotten really close to some of them, and it's just really a great experience. So like I said, I was the boy that walked into Christian Academy with my head slumped down and afraid. Now I walk the halls with my head slumped like straight up, with a smile on my face. And it's all because of God in Christian Academy. I'd just like to end this speech with a prayer real quick. All right. Thanks, Lord, for bringing us here today, God. Just let us all just grow and use people around here in this room, God. Because some people just struggle so much. They don't believe they can be used. They don't believe that they have much worth or purpose. God, use them. And use them for your glory, not for ours. Amen.
Amen.